February 28, 2026. The United States and Israel launched a joint offensive against Iran called Operation Epic Fury. In the first 24 hours alone, more than 1,000 targets struck. By day 7, that number exceeded 2,000. Military commanders described the scale as nearly double the 2003 shock and awe campaign on Iraq. The strikes killed Iran's supreme leader, Ayatollah Ali Khamenei, on the first day. His compound was destroyed. Other senior officials died alongside him. Iran hit back. Over 500 ballistic missiles and nearly 2,000 drones were fired at U.S. bases and regional allies across Bahrain, Qatar, Kuwait, Saudi Arabia, Iraq, Jordan, and the UAE. Iran forced the Strait of Hormuz to close. Oil markets went into freefall. This was not just another Middle Eastern conflict. The speed of it, the scale of it, something had changed, and the answer was in the software. At the center of this operation was a system called Maven, the Maven Smart System, developed by the Pentagon in partnership with Palantir, Amazon Web Services, and Microsoft. Maven uses artificial intelligence to analyze satellite imagery, signals intelligence, and sensor data. It identifies targets. It ranks them by threat level. It scores them for strike priority and estimated collateral damage. And it does this at a speed no human team could match. By mid-2025, over 20,000 U.S. military personnel were using Maven daily. When Operation Epic Fury launched, Maven had already processed a kill list of more than 1,800 potential targets inside Iran. But Maven wasn't working alone. Embedded inside the system was Claude, an AI language model built by a San Francisco company called Anthropic, under a $200 million Pentagon contract. Claude analyzed intelligence inputs, ranked targets by strategic importance, and assessed post-strike impact in near real time. This was also the first combat deployment of Lucas loitering munitions, autonomous suicide drones reverse-engineered from Iran's own Shahed designs, featuring onboard AI for autonomous flight and swarm coordination. On the Israeli side, systems called Lavender and Habsora assigned strike priorities independently. In Gaza, Lavender operated with an accepted 10% false positive rate, meaning 1 in 10 targets flagged may have been wrong. Those same systems were now running over Iran. What once required days of analysis was now compressed into hours, in some cases minutes. One day before the strikes began, the Pentagon blacklisted Anthropic, the company whose AI was powering the operation. It designated Anthropic a, quote, supply chain risk. The reason? Anthropic had refused to remove safety restrictions from Claude. Specifically, it would not allow its AI to be used for mass surveillance of American citizens or to power fully autonomous weapons without meaningful human oversight. The Trump administration said those restrictions were incompatible with military requirements. Anthropic said they were non-negotiable. The contract was terminated. The strikes launched hours later, and according to investigative reporting, Claude remained active inside Maven anyway, because no replacement had been found. The Pentagon then signed a deal with OpenAI. Google was reportedly in talks to bring its Gemini model into classified systems. Within days, nearly 900 tech workers at Google and OpenAI had signed an open letter calling for clearer limits on military AI use. Meanwhile, over 6,600 civilian units were reported struck by U.S.-Israeli airstrikes, including schools, hospitals, the Grand Bazaar in Tehran, and the Golestan Palace, a UNESCO World Heritage Site. Iran struck Amazon data centers in the UAE and Bahrain, temporarily crippling the cloud infrastructure that many of these AI systems depend on. At the UN in Geneva, legal experts assembled to address the crisis. Their conclusion: there is no specific treaty governing AI in warfare, and existing international humanitarian law, which requires meaningful human control over lethal decisions, may have already been violated at scale. Paul Shara of the Center for a New American Security put it plainly. Quote, AI gets it wrong. We need humans to check the output of generative AI when the stakes are life and death. This conflict has reset the rules of modern warfare, whether the world is ready or not. Every major military power is watching. China, Russia, and dozens of smaller nations now have a live-fire proof of concept. AI-assisted targeting at this scale works. The arms race that Ukrainian President Zelensky warned about at the UN, quote, the most destructive arms race in human history, has arrived. The governance gap is severe. A UN expert group on lethal autonomous weapons has been meeting since 2014. 12 years of talks. No binding treaty. Rapid technological development is now outpacing international law by years, not months. What Iran demonstrated in return, 2,000 drones at $2,000 each, is equally significant. Cheap, AI-guided autonomous weapons are no longer the exclusive domain of superpowers. They are available to any state, and increasingly to non-state actors. The question this war leaves unresolved is not technical. The systems worked. The question is accountability. When an AI recommends a strike, a human approves it in minutes, and civilians die. Who is responsible? No court has answered that. No law requires anyone to.